Hello, my friends. Today, the situation along the front line is very dynamic. Let's start with a weekly summary. It's reported that the Russians have captured nearly 26 square kilometers. Meanwhile, the Ukrainian Armed Forces have managed to regain control of almost 10 square kilometers through counteroffensives in the Kharkiv direction and have made progress in the forest near Kreminna. However, it's not specified exactly where the Ukrainian Armed Forces have advanced. In any case, the battle remains very intense. In the Kharkiv direction, the Russians have lost their initiative and continue to heavily shell both Kharkiv and frontline settlements. Near the village of Lyptsi, no new offensive actions are being carried out by the occupiers. In Vovchansk, Russian assaults have resumed. They are currently holding on to the outskirts of the city and continue to shell the area. The Ukrainian Armed Forces are launching counterattacks, and reports indicate that there are ongoing battles for the control of the plant. While part of the Russian plan has been effective, and we must acknowledge that the Ukrainian forces have had to pull in a significant number of troops and expand a lot of ammunition to maintain the front line unchanged. This allows the Russians to press their advances in other directions. Today, it's clear that the situation has spiraled out of control of Russia. They evidently didn't anticipate the events unfolding in this manner. In the Kupiansk direction, the occupiers conducted 9 assaults. The main fighting is reported near Sinkivka and also Stepovanovo-Selivka. However, the front line here remains unchanged. In the Svatove area, the occupiers are maintaining their level of activity. Battles are ongoing near Stelmachivka and Peshane. However, the Ukrainian Armed Forces are repelling all attacks and the front line remains unchanged. In the Kreminna direction, the occupiers are assaulting the village of Makiyivka and fighting has resumed in the forest near Kreminna. It appears that the Ukrainian armed forces have managed to reclaim some positions from the Russians, who are now attempting to regain control. In the Siversk direction, unofficial reports indicate that Russian forces have entered the center of the village of Rozdolivka. Fighting continues, so no precise details regarding the advancements of the Russians have been reported. There are no official statements on this matter yet. Additionally, attacks on Vyimka have resumed and the shelling remains constant. In the Chasiv Yar direction, the occupiers continue their assaults on Grigorivka, attempting to advance on the outskirts of Chasiv Yar. There are also ongoing efforts to push Ukrainian forces of the outskirts of Ivanivsk and Klishivka, but despite the intense fighting, the front line hasn't changed over the past 24 hours. In the Toretsk direction, heavy fighting is ongoing with 7 assaults recorded over the past day. The Russian forces are not decreasing their activity and are in fact intensifying their efforts. This has led to calls for the evacuation of residents from Toretsk as the town is at risk of severe destruction. And overnight, reports confirmed the Russian capture of the village of Shumy. Allowing them to advance by 1.5 kilometers, and the outskirts of the town of Pivnichne have now become a gray zone. The center of Toretsk is currently 5 kilometers away, but rapid progress in urban combat is unlikely for the Russians. In the Pokrovsk direction, The situation continues to deteriorate. There were 46 assaults over the past day. Last evening, reports from the Ukrainian Armed Forces confirmed that Novoalexandrivka has come under complete Russian control. This puts the occupiers closer to the main road. While it's good to see Russian forces being taken out, the progress in these critical areas is concerning. Additionally, fighting for Vozdvizhenka continues, where the occupiers still hold a significant advantage. The distance to the main road from the front line is approximately 7 kilometers, but fighting is already occurring at 5.5 kilometers. This is the result of Russian actions in the Kharkiv direction and now in the Toretsk direction, where reserves are being deployed, leading to breaches in the front line and worsening the situation. Additional battles are ongoing near Yevhenivka, the village of Sokil, Novopokrovsk, and Novoselivka Persha, and to the south, attacks on Karlivka also haven't ceased. In the Kurakhove direction, the occupiers are continuing their assaults on the northern part of Krasnohorivka. They are periodically conducting attacks on Georgiivka and, of course, fighting for Paraskoviivka and the village of Kostantinivka remains ongoing, though there have been no new Russian advances reported over the past day. In the Vuhledar direction, attacks on Stromoyorsk and Urezhaine continue, but according to the general staff, the situation remains under control with no significant enemy advancements being reported. In the Zaporizhzhia direction, the occupiers are not conducting new attacks and the front line remains unchanged. However, shelling continues as usual. In the Kherson direction, the occupiers are not displaying any significant activity. There are only reports of shelling with no new offensive actions being undertaken. And in Crimea, the destruction of Russian bases and air defense systems is ongoing. Yesterday evening, numerous explosions were reported in the western part of Crimea, and in Yevpatoria there was a fire following a strike. Preliminary results of the explosions near Yevpatoria. A series of explosions were heard in the villages of Molochne and Vitina, according to local telegram channels. The Vitina area is home to a space monitoring station, which was previously hit in December 2023. In Molochne, a military unit was reportedly targeted. As it stands, the Russians are unable to protect Crimea from these strikes, and their destruction is being carried out successfully. And Budanov stated that we have no other option but to reclaim the occupied territories. Crimea must be cut off from Russian supply lines, Budanov said. According to the head of Ukrainian intelligence, the occupiers have turned Crimea into a massive military base, which allows them to control Ukraine's southern coastline. Budanov agreed with the opinion of former US Army commander in Europe, Ben Hodges, who said that Crimea is the key to forcing Russian dictator Vladimir Putin into a defensive position. I absolutely share General Hodges' view. Therefore, we must do everything to make this happen. Therefore, very interesting news will soon follow. And that's all from me. So please don't forget to like this video, subscribe to the channel, and of course hit the notification bell to stay updated on all the latest news. Thank you for watching and see you next time. Bye bye.